So let's be honest. We're all talking to AI pretty much every day now. But are you really getting the results you want? You know, the difference between a truly brilliant answer and just frustrating nonsense? It almost always comes down to one thing: the quality of your prompt. Today, we're going to crack the code on this essential skill, prompt engineering.
We've all been there, right? You ask an AI for something you think is super simple, and what you get back is, well, it's just complete gibberish. Maybe it's a recipe that makes zero sense, or a summary of an article that completely misses the point. It's a really common problem, but the reason it happens probably isn't what you think it is.
Here's the secret. The problem isn't the AI. It's not about waiting for some smarter, future technology. The problem is us. It's the instructions we're giving it. And that is actually great news, because giving clear instructions is a skill anyone can learn. It's called prompt engineering, and honestly, it's about to become your new superpower.
All right, so what are we really talking about when we say prompt engineering? Let's break it down and start learning the language these incredible AI models actually understand.
Okay, to put it simply, prompt engineering is the skill of writing really clear, really effective instructions, we call them prompts, to get the AI to give you exactly what you're looking for. It's kind of part art and part science. You're not just asking a simple question. You are literally designing an input to engineer a very specific output.
So a really great prompt usually has three key parts. Think of them as building blocks. First up is context. You got to tell the AI what role it's playing. Something like, you are an expert travel blogger. Second, you need a crystal clear instruction. Tell it exactly what to do. For example, write a 3-paragraph itinerary for a weekend trip to Paris. And finally, negative prompts. This is where you tell it what not to do. Do not include any museums. You put those 3 things together and you're well on your way to a perfect result.
I want you to start thinking about this in a new way. When you write a prompt, you're not just some passive user typing into a box. No way. You are the director of a movie. And the AI? That's your incredibly talented lead actor. It's ready to give an Oscar-worthy performance, but it can't do it without your specific, brilliant direction. So, if you're the director, you're going to need a toolkit, right? Let's take a look at a couple of powerful techniques you can start using immediately to get way better results. Okay, this one right here is a total game changer. On the left, you've got what's called a zero-shot prompt. It's a simple command, no examples. Think, summarize this. You might get something good, you might not. But look at the right side. That's a few-shot prompt. Here, you give the AI an example or 2 to follow. You're showing it the pattern you want. By doing this, you're not just telling it what to do, you're basically training it on the fly. The quality of what you get back, it absolutely skyrockets. Now this next one, it honestly feels like a cheat code. Sometimes when you give an AI a complex problem, it just rushes to an answer and gets it wrong. But if you just add this one little phrase, think step by step, to your prompt, everything changes. You force the AI to slow down, to actually show its work, and to walk through its own logic. This chain of thought trick guides it to a much more accurate conclusion. It's like telling your actor, hey, think through your motivation before you say the line. Okay, so you're starting to get these techniques, but why does mastering this skill matter so much? Well, because it's not just about getting better answers. It's about unlocking the real creative power of these tools and, yeah, directing your own masterpiece. The payoff here is just huge. You're not just getting better quality, you're opening up a door to experiment and be truly creative. You'll start to discover things the AI can do that you never even thought to ask for. And, just as important, you're creating guardrails. You're making the AI's behavior more reliable, more predictable, and a lot more useful. Look, if you forget everything else from this explainer, please remember this one thing. Vague instructions will always lead to vague results. The more specific and concise you are, the better. So don't just say, write about cars. No. Say, write a 100-word ad for a new electric SUV. Target young families. Make the tone enthusiastic and adventurous. You see the difference? Specificity is everything. But you know, a great director doesn't just focus on the perfect performance. They also have to manage all the risks on set. Prompting isn't a magic wand, and if we're going to use these tools responsibly, we have to understand what can go wrong. This table lays out some of the biggest films to watch out for. You've got jailbreaking, which is basically tricking an AI into ignoring its own safety rules. Hijacking is when you force it to do something it wasn't supposed to, like churn out spam. Poisoning is when people deliberately contaminate the AI's training data with bad info. And yeah, bad prompts can even cause the exposure of sensitive data. It's serious stuff. Now, the point here isn't to scare you away from the technology. It's the exact opposite. Your best defense against all these risks is simply being aware of them. A responsible director knows the dangers. They protect their production. That means your data, your security, and the integrity of your results from anyone or anything that could mess it up.
And that kind of leaves us with one last big question to chew on. Right now, we're all learning to speak the AI's language so we can get what we want from it. But as these systems get smarter and more woven into our daily lives, who's to say that dynamic won't flip? Are we directing the AI, or will it start directing us? It's something to think about as we all become prompt engineers.